better service to the people of this republic. Sorry, the last one, Mr. Chairman, is from the indomitable member for Tharaka, the Honorable Gigi Murugara, about this cohort, the cohort 6. There isn't much that I would want to add, save what I said when the leader of majority raised this issue, and we have had some quite big conversation, because it can only be looked at holistically. What I can promise is I would want to engage with the Public Service Commission on this issue, because we must find some solution to what we do with these children. They are young men and women of this country, full of energy, full of ideas, well-trained, but we have given them some little hope that, well, and that's the expectation of every Kenyan. You take them as interns, and Mr. Chairman, you and I, and several other members I can see here, would actually agree with me when I say that this program needs to be rethought. You need to think about it afresh. Because, Mr. Chairman, young lawyers, when they leave the law school and they go for internship, they don't just go to the judiciary or come to parliament or come to the state law office alone. They go to farms of senior lawyers, and even in the private sector, they do their internships there. But this one, the way we crafted it, the way we coined it, we just put it for the public service. And that's the reason, I believe, why it is giving us this problem. And forever, we must continue thinking about how best to address this challenge of these interns. Never forgetting, Mr. Chairman, that the proposal this year was that I think we take about 20,000. I don't know if we go that route without, first of all, re-engineering this program. We are just going to create more anger in many more Kenyans. And no wonder, Mr. Chairman, then the next thing, they will be saying they want to angukan with everything. There's something that's talking about anguka. They could easily say anguka nayo.
This time they will anguka na if you are approved.
So, Mr. Chairman, I just think that we need to think through this process collaboratively and involving many more stakeholders than just people at the Public Service Commission. As I've said, it is a small commission of nine commissioners. What the kind of staff they have, they are not outside Nairobi. So surely, I think they don't even have they have not had the capacity to go around the country to see what other areas of our economy we could think of people interning in. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Everybody has had a go.
You have not asked my question.
You did.
It was just a supplementary.
It's a question nonetheless.
Supplementary on intervention. Just one, it's a comment. Actually, it's not a question from the public. Nominee, there is a Kenyan who is saying that the period between advertising for the jobs, interview, and onboarding by Public Service Commission is too long. That if you are successful, look into it. Another one is saying to quickly ease the pressure on unemployment, that 30,000 Kenyans expected to retire, public servants. If you could quickly replace them once they retire. And the last one says, what plans do you have for thousands of support staff in Kenya secondary schools who are earning as low as 5,000? Is it possible for you to absorb them in Public Service Commission? And as I conclude, probably in your first cabinet meeting, could you table a paper proposing for kazi kwa vijana? You can look for this money from some development partner or whoever, and this ease the pressure on unemployment. Thank you.
Yes, nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And You know,
She said there were comments. So
she wrote about, but Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Member for Teso South has raised a very important issue about those people working in schools. It just shows that if the question is directed at me, then that Kenyan actually appreciates public service is not just here in Nairobi. So if I find favor again, Mr. Chairman, then let the Kenyans know that they will find me even in those schools, because those head teachers, those they're called principals.
are your agents
They are my agents, because they are also employing Kenyans
in public?
in public. So, and of course, Mr. Chairman, as I write down on this, if you walk through into any government office, including police stations, you find very well written service charters. But you know, they are just there in on the wall. You'll go, you find somebody, even in hospitals, public hospitals, very nice service charters, vision, mission. It's just like as you drive past Nyayo House. This is a corruption-free zone. I said, oh, this signboard is misplaced.
Even at your house.
And then others, you see, no smoking zone. Then you have to find the people who are there. So I think, Mr. Chairman, public service cuts across so many sectors, and I'm happy the member for Teso South has raised this issue about people working in schools. Indeed, all those people are managers. They are people who are supposed to help us, because even when they mess in those schools, it is the government, and not usually it is the national government that takes the flak. So, and you know, you go to a police station, a citizen is reporting an issue. The way they are addressed, they start cussing why they made the decision to go into the police station. Surely, is it not possible that in the 21st century we can offer public service with a smile? Please, the person who has come to a police station, surely, he is not a mad person. They know the power that that you have. They know you have guns. They have come for help, for service. Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that if, again, I find favor,
Yes.
watch this space.
Good. You know, if in that messaging, for a long time, almost 10 years, at the Minister of Health, there was a big sign there. This is, cigarette smoking is not permitted on these premises. And there's a Kenyan who used to go and stand next to it and smoke bangi, because it's not a cigarette. You know, tell them also to do their messaging properly, you know. Now, we've come to a near end. I have a few issues from the public. Some of them we have already dealt with. But since the public is watching, we have a duty to pass on to you. Why is the PSC employing UHC staff on contract terms and paying them only half of their salary, even though their pay slip shows a low salary for the work they do? This question was also put to Alfred Mutua, isn't it? This goes against the constitutional principle of equal pay for equal work. Will they compensate for the underemployment? Please ask Honorable Muturi the fate of 46,000 JSS interns. They were employed as interns last year and haven't yet been confirmed. Most of these are also parents and graduated as early as 2012, and therefore the stipend of 17,000 cannot sustain them. Some interns have ended up being depressed. Please give a way forward for them. There are some public servants who stagnated for more than 10 years. How are you going to help them if appointed? I think you asked this. Please ask Honorable Muturi for his views on the current state of mental health among public servants and the plans he has in place to address. I think that you should speak to. What plans does he have, if appointed, to ensure that the staff morale across public servants is improved? While serving as chairman of the Parliamentary Service Commission, the commission had attempted to usurp the role of the SRC by purporting to adjust the salary of members of parliament. Does he still hold the same view? Does he think SRC oversteps into the mandate of other constitutional commissions such as PSC, TSC? Let him explain the nexus between his role as CS for public service and SRC. And the many others about retirement age, stagnation. There are almost 20, 30, but you have already touched on them.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I start with the one of the universal, is it UHC?
Yes, universal health coverage.
Yes.
Okay.
Staff being employed by the PSC. Well, Mr. Chairman, as I've already demonstrated, it's really the function of the PSC. It is their function to employ. But of course, we being policy advisors, we will be in a position. We will be, if we find favor, in a position to have a sit down with the PSC to find out what why there are those disparities. As they say, some people are getting being employed better than, or being paid better than others, yet they did the same job. Mr. Chairman, on this issue of the JSS, even as much as it's not a matter that I have addressed my mind to, but as I say what I've been reading, given the fact that it's a matter that belongs to the Ministry of Education, it's an issue that, because of the role that the ministry plays, if I find favor, I would want to have a sitting with the Ministry of Education, the TSC. But more importantly, Mr. Chairman, I think it is important to put a mechanism in which, like you said, some are saying they graduated as early as 2012. I think we need to have a transparent mechanism that of showing when you are recruiting, surely you trained somebody as a teacher, they graduated more than 10 years ago, and you're employing another one who just graduated last year. They have not even, and that is happening, Mr. Chairman. I want to confirm. I know it does happen. I think we need to have a transparent mechanism of ensuring that there is the fairness that we have been talking about, and that is what is required of us. Mr. Chairman, that also want to speak to the issue of stagnation. I had already spoken about it, that we need to revisit the issue of the service schemes, the schemes of service, sorry. Mr. Chairman, there is already a cabinet paper which I found under preparation to address the issue of wellness and you know, the whole area of wellness in the place of work for public servants. And you know, if again I find favor, I intend to push it through. Mr. Chairman, I think it is maybe the Kenyan who asked this question that PSC attempting to increase or adjust the salaries of members of parliament during my tenure as a chairman of PSC. This is without foundation. Parliament never did that, and I know, Mr. Chairman, is because many Kenyans confuse several issues. When members raise the issue of mileage claims, people out there say, oh, they are increasing their salaries. When members raise the issue of sitting allowance, some people out there would say members are increasing their salary. We are so clear that the mandate to regularly review and set the salaries and remuneration of state officers is a function exclusively under Article 230 reserved to the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. So it's not possible that we ever did anything like that. I'm sure maybe that is a bit of misinformation. The same would apply the issue about the the CS for Public Service Commission vis-a-vis the SRC. We know the clear, delineation between what the SRC is supposed to do with regard to advising on the salaries and remuneration of people serving in the public service who are not state officers. So again, there can be no area of overlap or confusion between the CS for Public Service and the SRC. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
The very last, the issue of civil servants with fake documents or fake certificates. If you find favor, what are you planning to do to eradicate fraud in public employment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a matter that I think I've seen already some reports that indicate that there were a number of public servants who are found to have secured employment fraudulently using forged documents, academic or otherwise. Mr. Chairman, I think this is criminal. I think to send a clear message to those who are involved or may have been involved, the best thing is to have them arrested and prosecuted, because we must send a clear message that crime does not pay to everybody. So everybody seeking employment in the public service using fraudulent documents should be prepared that when they are found, they will face the full force of the law.
Thank you, nominee. I'll ask you the last three mundane questions. Have you been adversely mentioned in any integrity-related report or investigations?
No.
Do you hold any leadership position in any political party?
I resigned way back 2022, Mr. Chairman.
What is your net worth?
Sorry. Yes, Mr. Chairman. My current net worth is just slightly over 800 million. When I appeared before you in 2022,
yes,
my net worth at that time was about 761 million. Mm-hmm. So we have had a slight adjustment of about 5.6%, 5.68% to 801.
That is
761 to 801.
To 801.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaker.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 761 to 801 is a growth of 40 million.
Yes.
I have seen Senior Counsel Ben Nasir, who is a lawyer like yourself, ask that for all these years, you are only able to have a net worth of 761, then in less than 2 years, 40 million. What would you say to Ahmed Nasir? Because I know the answer myself, but maybe you can say something to him as a lawyer.
No, because I haven't been practicing, I cannot even answer it in that regard. But of course, we began in very, very junior levels in the public service.
Do you know how much you were earning? 2,400.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
That was our take home.
Yes.
We were appointed on the same day
we were
as
appointed on the same day with the chairman. And
yes.
As magistrates. And, that's what we used to take home. So when somebody looks at the length of time that we've worked, part of it, and I did indicate that I put in a cool slightly over 15 years when we're earning those kind of meager salaries.
Yes.
So, well, for me, I think, Mr. Chairman, it's just to show that I've been a very modest civil servant or public servant.
Chair, maybe
yes.
what I wanted my former speaker to tell the Senior Counsel Ben Nasir, that even with your 2,200 salary then, a property you bought in Kanyuambora then at maybe 12,000, is today worth close to 60 million shillings. There's time value for money, and values keep changing.
Even this is just adjustment. Most of it is just adjustment in the valuation of some small property that I have in the village, and some little bit of farming activities that I do.
Okay, Speaker Emeritus and nominee, we are done with you. We have checked your documents and found them to be in order, corresponding with what we have. We'll ask the sergeant to pass them on to you, and unless you are, I think also the memoranda sent out to you, you adequately responded to all of them. So unless you are otherwise lawfully held, you are discharged to go to your other duties. And face the mountain and pray to find favor.
Honorable Speaker, you know when you speak about...
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to give, this is gratuitous. I just wanted to give, for the benefit of staff, something I call an exit scorecard of my 20 months and 15 days at the State Law Office.
Give it to us. And hold on, Majority Leader was saying... So
I was saying on a light note, I can confirm the Honorable J.B. Muturi does not pray facing the mountain. He's a very good Anglican. He does not go to the mountain. There are other people who are known for the mountain, not J.B.
I pray to only one God.
Morogara has a different knowledge. Your private life is not in audit. You may leave.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and honorable members.
Yes.
I've enjoyed this engagement, and as you said, Mr. Chairman, should I find favor, I will still be ready to come back to the House and account for what I'll be doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night. Members,